Okay, so we're just looking at a Philips D2999, and it's a bit of a noisy night on 40 metres. It's about 11 p.m. here.
Well, I know you're busy, but I heard you. You don't sure about the biggest signal on the band, and I've been sleeping in. It's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. here, and nothing really. Well, a few little things. I'm adding a third 40-meter beam. I need to. It's all assembled. I'm going to put a third 40-meter beam, so there'll be.
Okay, and as you can hear, station coming in from the US there, and beautiful signal being received off this Philips D2999. I'm guessing these are about 1980s. That is a guess. If you guys know what which particular era, the manufacturing era, certainly put a note in the comments file, and we'll certainly be interested to know. I'm guessing either very, very late 70s, but probably more likely early 80s. So there you go. There's my guess. Came with the original box. Thank you, Mr. Glenn. That was something that a good friend of mine, Glenn, found when he was sort of trying to find a box. He found the original box, which was amazing, because I know he's had this for a very, very long time, and really very happy to have this in the collection here. Now, this radio was a kind of an interesting, if I've got the era right, makes it even more interesting, that it actually did have memories that you could preset on the side here. You've got direct frequency input, so if I want to put 7 point, we're on 136 at the moment, execute. Actually, I didn't have to execute that because I put the 136 in there, but let's say we just put 7.1. No, I just put 7.7 then, didn't I? 7.1, try that. And then I want to come up to 3.6. I can just come up like so with the VFO. And there we go. Now, it does use an old BFO system. Still, I'm going to get a bit better light on this here. That's better. And so you've got your... But quite stable, actually. Very, very stable. So the BFO, that's AM there. Then we go back to sideband there. Probably better if we had someone talking at the time. To the left of the BFO control is lower sideband. To the right is upper sideband. So you kind of can hear the change in it. When there's a voice there, it helps a bit. Narrow and wide bandwidth. Obviously, with HF, you're probably better off with narrow, otherwise you're going to pick up, like we are here, signals to the left and right quite a bit. Let's just have a look. Definitely other stations on the band at the moment. I say that now, I can't find one. Oh, that'll be AM there, so... they have this AM control gain. Now, this is just an old... It's a Chinese station, I think. But what we'll do is we'll go back down and come back down to where we had a bit of ham radio activity. We've gone a little bit quieter for the moment. Getting a bit of Indonesian stuff coming through there. And you can hear the swish noise as we go over to upper sideband there. So to the left of it, we're on the lower, which makes sense. I'm just looking for someone a little bit stronger than what we're getting at the moment. We had a chat before, obviously, where was he? 7136, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet for the moment. I might just go over to 80 metres and see if there's anything happening there. Well, 80 metres has got more noise than I can poke a stick at tonight. This is the broadcast that's about the astronomy net, but unfortunately, yeah, it's definitely a bit too much noise on 80 metres tonight. So I think my here we go. It's a little bit better, but the noise is huge. Yeah, I would say you're not going to be picking this up very well, but tonight they should be running AM. That's AM there. Back to the BFO. Now let's try putting an attenuator in. And you can hear that pure static. And this is where, back in the day, these didn't have tremendously good noise blankers at all. And we're starting to see some of the weaknesses, you know, through what we're hearing at the moment. So I made difference, of course. Wow. Alright, we might give that a miss. Okay, back to some sanity back on 40 metres at the moment. Certainly the signals are a bit better. And just finding that the noise is not so bad. It is a shocking night tonight. It has been, we've had so much rain and it's still raining outside at the moment. It's just absolutely pelting down. We had a bit of a flood earlier which we had to take care of, and that was a load of fun. But anyway, the joys of living in the country sometimes. But now keep in mind this is off a piece of wire too. This is not in my normal Radio Shack where, you know, we've got beams to turn around. This is actually quite good. Just shows you what you can do with an old 1980s receiver. You know, really, and you get a clock radio out of the whole thing. How's that? With the alarm, and you can put this next to your bed. The only thing I need to fix on this, I think, I'm not sure, I haven't had a chance to download a manual, but the light function, I think, would bring up this area here. And I think the reason they'd have a light switch would be for battery use, so that you could keep the, you know, battery low. And so there's the battery check. Oh, hang on, that there. Oh, that's interesting. So that just is one speaker running. That brings the woofer in. Interesting. So when you put the 2 in, you're getting the 3-inch and the 7-inch speaker. Gee, that's interesting though. The little 3-inch speaker doesn't do a bad job if you've got a noisy night. Battery check can go off. That's the signal meter I've got. Just so you know, there's the battery check, and obviously it's full over because it's got power on at the moment. Yeah, okay. Oh, look, I like both. I think I like the 7-inch speaker on with the 3-inch. But yeah, the light function, I'm going to have a look. We've probably got a couple of blown globes that need to be replaced. No biggie at all. It'll be fun to have a bit of a look inside and just see exactly what, you know, sort of how they do that compared to the Grundig we just played around with. But I mean, for the age of this thing, this is a good result. It's just been shipped up to me this week, and it survived Australia Post, which is always good. Original box and foam is always good too. That helps so much to get it here in one piece. But it's actually quite a sensitive receiver. I had it on the Motorola analyzer just earlier, and yeah, it was 0.05 microvolts with no problem hearing at all. And at 50 microvolts, it was sort of heading over towards what I would call about an S9. So I thought, yep, no need to calibrate the receiver. That's doing a good job. Quite amazing, isn't it? Nice how they had the world sort of time situation with all the time zones on here on the top. I think let's bring a bit more light over there. Actually, that's better. And you can see how they used to do that. This is the big 7-inch woofer. We've got to give this a big clean up yet. This has not been restored yet, by the way. So any dust you see, there you go. We've just taken some off, but we'll get into that. Probably tomorrow, actually. I'll give it a good clean up, and I'll get into this light function, find out what's going on there, and probably find that there's a couple of little incandescents in there that are gone. And I still replace them with incandescents, even though a lot of people like the LED look, but a lot of the older stuff I like to try and get what they had before in them if I can. Just looks a little bit less sort of manufactured by the year 2020. It's still 2021 now. Isn't it funny? We keep forgetting. Yeah, 2020. What a wipeout that year was. Anyway, 2021. But yeah, overall, pretty impressive receiver. Very sensitive. Probably the downfall of it at the time would have been noise blanking. That probably would have been an issue for some people. When you go over to things like FM, etc., once again, you can just put in a station. 4 point. I have to be careful with the music. It's Oh, there you go. 4.9. Okay, so I'll just turn that down for a minute and I'll put it back to 7 megs. But you can see the FM obviously works. Now, there's another thing too. You can actually just quick jump across bands very quickly, like I'm doing with these top buttons here. So if you wanted to get to a specific band, especially in the shortwave area, you can just flick over. Actually, that's nice, the fact that it's put you on 7.1 there, and you can sort of just come up and run yourself into 40 metres, which is reasonably active tonight. Pretty noisy, but of course, a couple of US guys there. But that'll just keep going up. 11 megs, 15. Where am I going? 21. Then obviously up to what they call 11 metres. Not quite the 11 metres that I suppose you're thinking, but now that'll be interesting. Let's try something here. This light is really bothering me. Hang on, let me bring that. That's better. I can see now. 3. Oh, sorry. No, I blew that. There we go. I don't imagine there'll be too much activity on there this time of night with so much rain. I'm not thinking this is going to be a whole lot of Queensland coming in on that frequency. But yeah, very easy to get around. Like if I want to go, up to 28,490, the only thing you've got to remember, there you go, it went straight in then, is to flick your BFO over to upper side. And you can actually hear where the upper side is. You can hear the swish and then you can hear it get right on frequency very, very easily. So in that flavour, 0.1, don't know that I'll hear much on this wire. It's not been particularly good on 14 megs, to be honest. I've got to put another couple of antennas into this room just to give us more bands. Excuse me, more bands. I've got a bit of a plan for that. It's a big hex beam that I've got that's going to go up, that's going to service this room, which came in from Poland of all places. So there you go. Alright, yeah, no, not much happening there. So if we go back to 7.1, execute, take our BFO back here, and you can hear the Indonesians booming in. Well, this has been a bit of fun actually. Friday night, late night fun. Just seeing if there's any last strong signals anywhere around here. I think we might be done. But it was around 7126 before. Oh no. Here we go. That BFO was so fine, but once you get it on, it's very good. Alright, well anyway, that's the Philips D2999. Really impressed with it. It really is just a a top-notch receiver, as you're hearing right now. Amazing. I'm sorry there's such a noisy night, but it's been well worth having a look at this old fella, and great that it can get such good signals happening on a Friday night. So bit of fun. All right. Well, highly suggest if you see one of these D2999s. I won't be selling this one, I can tell you. But if you do see one, at least this gives you a bit of an idea what you're buying, and just that they are a very good shortwave receiver for you to have a bit of a play, from 0 to 30 megs, and a little bit of FM, for the normal broadcast stations, for sure. But no, very impressed. We'll leave it at that for now. I'll probably just do a little finish off once we've got it all cleaned up and lights working, etc. But to be honest, it hardly deserves a part 2 on this one. Apart from the clean-up and a couple of lights, there's really not much to do. It is really working that well. So, Glenn, a really big thank you to you, mate. Appreciate that. It's certainly not going to go unnoticed amongst all the other receivers. I think this one will stand out quite a bit. 73s from VK3, Charlie Mike. Nice to spend my Friday night with you guys and just showing you a bit of a receiver you don't sort of see every day. I certainly haven't seen too many of these myself. So, be interesting, just in the comments files, what you thought of the receiver. Once again, sorry that it's been a bit of a noisy night. It's probably not a fair test for the receiver, being that noise blanking was so minimal on a lot of these early ones, but still, I just thought unfortunately too much attenuation for that station to certainly knocks the noise back with the attenuator, but too much. All right, 73s, thanks very much. Appreciate you having a look at this one. Sorry it went on a bit long, but I just kept playing. I just kept playing around, and and I think that's what it is about radio that makes it enjoyable. Is sometimes even we get carried away with the stuff ourselves. All the best. 73s, VK3 Charlie Mike.